Assalamualaikum, very good morning to all. Okay, so looks okay, good attendance. So basically, for chapter 1 you already reached until 5.0. Okay, so you have finished on the introduction, then we did on the files, the introduction parts, and then the transformation. Transformation is time transformation and transformation. Then last week I explained on the exponential as signal as very fast because it's exponential signal later will be used in Fourier series to transform. Okay? So I didn't actually focus on that much in this one. Okay, now and then for last week also on Thursday, actually kita dah masuk sikit on the impulse, the unit impulse and impulse function, including the ramp function. However, well, because last week was like towards the end of the class kan, semua orang macam I think tak masuk apa-apa lah that time tu. I nampak macam tak masuk apa-apa. Okay, muka reaction student dah, what is this? Okay. So anyway, I'm going to repeat again, okay, but very fast. And maybe starting for today because for this impulse, the unit step at impulse and ramp signal, so most of the question related to this will have lots of need to draw out graph, need to do some table and so on. Okay, so I'm going to, instead of using the whiteboard, I'm going to use whiteboard and as Microsoft whiteboard. Right, so I think it might be much more clearer for students since if I'm writing on the whiteboard, it was really right? Do you see what I'm writing? Maybe you cannot check it out, right? Okay, so I'm going to write on the whiteboard, this whiteboard. So I'm going to be by the points of using whiteboard. Step 2, my handwriting will be a bit bad, bad and okay, that row, we have to escape lah. Okay, so bear with that. Okay, so because it's about adjusting to the writing, Okay, anyway, I'm going to really fast. Okay, let me just. Okay, so what you did, okay, the summary of week 3 on the unit step and unit impulse is that, okay, in the previous exercise, I'm going to sit because I'm going to write, tak boleh berdiri pula kan. Okay, so you have learned that there are signals, then when you write out xt, okay, this is in terms of continuous time, and then you have xn, okay, discrete time. So this one will be continuous time. This will be continuous time, and this will be discrete time, okay. Right, so we call this signals. Okay, so it can be any type of signals lah. So example, it can be, okay, for example, it can be a square wave like this with this value and amplitude 1. Okay, it can be, for example, this type of signal like this is also a signal. Okay, we call that as a signal. So it's going to be denoted by xt, right? So and then towards the end of last week, what you have learned is that you have another definition whereby you have unit step. Okay. Unit step is also a signal, but it's directly defined what are the signal. So the signal for unit step will be this. It will always start from 0 point. Okay, so meaning that before 0, the amplitude is 0. Then you have a step up. Then you have it until infinity. Okay, the value of the unit step will always be 1 unless you define it with an amplitude, which is amplitude transformation. Okay, so this is unit step. So how do you label it? Unit step is UT. Okay, so maksudnya if you see that in the question given UT, blah, blah, blah. So you directly know that it's actually a unit step. Okay. So unit step. Okay, and then you learn that, okay, there is a impulse signal. Okay. Unit step signal, same thing. Okay. So let's say that I'm going to draw also here in terms of the discrete time, just to actually show the comparison. So this one ut, the time x is t, this one is n. Okay, so when you have unit step for discrete time, the way you draw is the same. Okay, just that it is going to sample by 1, integer 1. So you have 0, 1, 2 until infinity, right? So you have here 1, 1, everything is 1. Until infinity. So there's a value over there. Okay, so unit step for this continuous time and discrete time. Okay, for unit impulse, for impulse signal, okay, impulse is like, for example, suddenly you feel like, oh, I think tomorrow I want to go to Genting. What does it mean? It's a very impulse move, right? Okay, so some people are like that, and they boleh go to Genting like tonight if they want, or go to Singapore if they want. Okay, very impulse. Okay, without thinking. So impulse is like very sharp. Okay, very sharp signal. Okay, so you have, sorry, okay, 0. So for that impulse is that you have at that 0 with impulse amplitude 1. Okay, that's how you write it for the discrete time. Okay, so how you write it is delta tak ada space pula, delta t. Okay. For the discrete time is that you have n. Okay, so you have 0 here. So same thing, just that you end it with a circle. Okay, so amplitude is 1. Okay, so this one will be delta n. Right? Okay, now whiteboard ni best sikit lah sebab dia infinity. Dia boleh go kiri kanan atas bawah semua kan. Senang sikit. Tak boleh mak padam sana. Okay, so now there is another signal. What was the signal? Signal apa? Ada lagi satu signal kan? You learn last week. Ramp. Okay, ramp. Okay, so you have ramp. Okay. So if I were to just write here the unit, so this is ut or un. This one is delta t. And then you have delta n. For ramp, how do you write the signal? T, only t for the continuous time, and n is for the discrete time. Okay, so let's look at how you're going to write it, draw it out if you have that. So always start from 0 for the common signal. Later, all of the signal can be shifting. Shifting. Most of it, you are going to learn how to have a time shifting and amplitude lah, response, the one that you learned before this. So that's why the idea was the earlier part that I teach you, it's really crucial that you understand the fundamental. If you don't understand the fundamental of that point, then try ni haywire. Okay, because the question in midterm or final will be this type of question. Okay, that has a combination of unit step, ramp, and also impulse lah, for example for the discrete time. Okay, so for ramp, okay, ramp is something that you know have a ramp up. It will start from 0 point here. So ramp up. So ramp up, normally what do you have here? You have the slope, right? The slope, right? If you have ramp, you need to have, you need to know what is the slope. So by using mathematical equation, what is the normal mathematical equation to actually get the slope? So you have y equal to mx plus C. Right? So M is the slope, okay? C is the intersection at Y. So C is the intersection at Y-axis. Maksudnya, if you have this like this, okay, so C is need to be somewhere along this line lah. Okay, it can be 0, C. It can be plus 1 or it can be minus 1. Okay, and M is determine the slope of the signal lah, ramp. Is it like this, positive, or is it negative? Negative will be the opposite. Okay, so let's say is for the case of only T. Okay, so meaning that for this case, okay, the definition of the original signal, this one, T for this case, okay, is actually the value of M. Okay, for example, AT means that M is equal to A lah. So it means that for this case is that if you have A equal to 1, for this case is what? A is 1, right? So this is A equal to 1, then you have the slope is 1. Okay, having known that, okay, so now normally when you have a ramp signal, what you need to know is that you need to find what is the M, okay, M, slope, and then the intersection, if there is any intersection. Okay, so it's very easy to find it. So for example, if you look at if the ramp value is only given by T, okay, so meaning that you don't have a C section there over there, okay, you cuma ada, for example, let's say given xt equal to T. Okay, plot xt. Okay, so what does it mean? So T, just now, like I said, T ni is actually the value that you have, AT over there. Okay, so A, dia punya slope lah, which is equal to 1. So if you know, if you see a question that have only T value, there's no in the bracket, tak ada bracket dalam dia. Dia T saja. Okay, meaning that is a ramp signal. But you need to determine what is the, first is the slope, M value, and the intersection. That section C. So for this case, what is M value? For this question. Example lah. 1, So 1. Okay, let's say this is an example. Okay. Do you have any intersection? This question. Do you have any intersection? Ada kan? So C is 0. Right? So meaning that when you fill in into Y equal to mx plus C, okay, normally what do you do? How do you plot it into the graph? You need to know one point, right? One point, either at X or Y. Okay, let's say, because for the case of ramp, it will always start from 0. Okay, so kita ada 0. Let's say we want to take the X value equal to 0. X equal to 0. So we want to determine what is the Y. Let's say kita ambil example lah, okay. So if X equal to 1, Y equal to, what is M? M is 1, right? 1, X is 1, plus C is 0. So you get y equal to 1. Betul tak ni? Correct eh? Okay, so if you were to plot it into this graph, mana? Okay, if you were to plot it into this graph, then at 0 is 0, at x equal to 1 is where? Here, right? 1. And then when you fill it in, you get y is equal to 1. Right? So you get another plot here. Okay? So meaning that if you test it out for another value, x equal to 2, what do you get? Y equal to 2 lah. Because it's a slope with m equal to 1. Okay, so it's a linear slope lah, basically. Okay, so 2 is 2. So basically you get the signal. Okay, this is signal t. Okay, that is a ramp value. Okay, that will be for the continuous time. For the discrete time, same thing, just that it's in the discretized. So you have 0, 1, 2, 3. So you will have 0. Okay, you have 1, 2, 3, until infinity lah. So it's going to move up until infinity. Same goes to this one, is until infinity juga lah. Okay. So I'm actually explaining to you how to actually calculate this, because most of the question in midterm on final exam, the RAM is not equal to 1. RAM dia mungkin 3, mungkin -3. Okay, and the intersection maybe minus 2t plus 6. Okay, minus 2, 3 plus 6. So can you find what is the value? So let's say we look at another example. Okay, let's say example 1, example 2. Okay, let's say you have xt equal to t minus 2t plus 6. Okay, senang kan? Because why? Dah faham konsep. Okay, so but most of the time it's not going to give you only this signal. Dia akan dalam kurungan, okay, ut minus 2. So it's going to be pairing with the what is it? What is the signal? Unit step kan? So this is what I mean So if you're given this type of signal, you kena identify dulu what are the type of signal inside that equation. Okay, first of all, like I said, unit step will start with u. So whatever after this will be the unit step lah. So this one is step signal. And then you have in front here, there's a in the bracket, all of it, then it's going to be, this one is going to be a ramp signal. Okay, so this one will be the idea behind it. Okay, let's say we are not going to do this, solve this all together, but we are going to only plot for the ramp. Okay, so for the ramp, you need to identify what was the thing that you need to do first? To identify what is the slope. So what is the slope from here for the ramp signal? -2, right? -2. The slope. What else do you have? +6, right? So I'm just going to take this. Okay, this one will be the slope. Okay, and having seen this signal, then you know that, oh, it's a negative slope. So negative maksud dia macam mana? Terbalik lah. So if you have a positive slope like this, t, okay, minus, example, if you have a minus t, then it's going to be like this. Okay, it's going to be reverse at the t equal to 0. Dia macam reflection lah, tapi dia reverse everything kan. Okay, so that will be the minus slope. But, okay, this is if minus t, minus t is this graph at 0 ni dia flip. Okay, but your signal is minus 2t plus 6. So can you draw that? So how are you going to draw that? So like I said, take one value lah. Let's say you take if x equal to 0 first. Okay, you set with 0 because of course this signal won't be crossing at the 0 point. 0, 0 dia tak akan cross pada 0. Sebab apa? You see that there's an intersection there. Dia hanya cross pada 6. Positif 6, bukannya pada kosong. So you know directly there's one spot whereby it's going to cross at plus 6. So let's say directly from here you can actually draw out this is 6. Okay, this one will be the first value, okay, that you plot because you know the intersection plus 6. Okay, so now you need to plot it arah mana? This way ke? This way ke? Okay, so let's do the exercise. Try to insert at least 2 value and then try to plot. Okay, 1 minute I give you guys. Actually one value pun dah cukup, which is at, take it at x equal to 0, x equal to 0, y equal to 0. So you can take, if y equal to 0, then find x. Then try to plot. Take out the value, then masukkan y equal to mx plus c, masukkan value, then get one value. If you want to check, you can use at least 2 lah, minimum 1. But if you want to test the one, you can use that. Okay, okay, so okay, so very easy. Use the equation y equal to mx plus c. So let's say that you're testing y equal to 1. Okay, so okay, 0 equal to m. M is minus 2. X is the one that you are looking for. So 0 minus 2.1x. C is plus 6. Okay, so you get 2x equal to 6, x equal to 3. So plot that. So means that you have y equal to 0. Okay, then you have x equal to 3. Maybe tak yakin. Okay, tak apa. We test another signal. Okay, so signal pula. We test another point. For example, you are going to take 1, y equal to 1. So y equal to 1, m minus 2, x plus 6. So you get, what do you get? 2x equal to 5. Okay, so you get x equal to 5 over 2. 5 over 2 ni berapa lebih kurang? 2.5. Okay, 2.5. So 2.5. Okay, y equal to 1. For example, if this is 3, this is 2.5. Lebih kurang lah. Okay. So, I punya skala ni tak betul lah sebenarnya. Skala I tak betul sorry. Tak berapa nak betul, dia tak boleh macam ni. Sebab apa? Sebab 6 kat sini kan. So 6. So you have 3. Let me just write that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, you have y equal to 0, x equal to 3. Y equal to 0, x equal to 3. Y equal to 1, x equal to 2.5. So it's over here. So you will get macam tu lah. I tak ada pembaris. So it's going to be apa signal dia tadi? Minus. This is the signal minus 2t plus 6. Alright, it's going to be from minus infinity into infinity lah. Okay, and actually same goes to the signal. Okay, for the ramp, the signal is going to the infinity also. Okay, so you have, for example, for this case, the discrete time you have minus y minus 2 into infinity. Okay, right. Only for the unit step is starting from 0. Okay, for ramp, it have both sides. Okay, plus and minus up until infinity. Okay, so any question? No? Okay, no question, then that will be the basic, okay, of the unit step, ramp, and also the impulse. Okay, this one was unit the ramp just now. Okay, let's look at this example. Find transfer function for xt. So based on this signal, okay, based on the signal, how do you answer this question? What type of signal do you think you're going to use? Is it a unit impulse, step, or ramp? Step. Why? Because it's a square, right? So basically, when you see a question that have part of it have a square, so dia selalunya akan ada unit step dalam soalan tu. Okay, so let's look at how you are going to answer this question. Okay. Okay, first of all, draw out another signal in parallel to the question. So you have the value from 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay. So you see that for this case, the signal step from 0, okay, up until t equal to 1. Okay, means that you will have a ramp starting at this point. Okay, so you are going to draw out, okay, similarly at this point, ramp up until infinity. Okay, this will be the first equation. So basically for this question, the question asked is find the transfer function. So the transfer function might be a combination of unit steps signal, or a combination of unit step plus ramp signals, or a combination of both including the impulse. Okay, but normally for the case of continuous time signal, dia cuma ada dua kemungkinan je, which is combination of unit step and ramp. Okay, for continuous time signal. For discrete time signal, okay, it will have three, unit step, impulse, and ramp. Okay, so for continuous time ada dua je kemungkinan, unit step plus ramp, or unit step alone with multiple signal lah inside. Okay, so for this case example is that we are trying to get the first equation. Okay, first equation is that if you write out this, draw out this signal, so you know that original signal for unit step, how does it look like? Ramp at t equal to 0, right? Okay. What happened if you want to shift it to the right side? Delay, right? So if you have originally ut as a unit step, so how do you shift it? So you want to shift it like this, kan? So dia akan jadi ut minus 1. Okay, so all of the signal will be shifting. So this is the equation lah, ut minus 1. Okay, for the one that I'm drawing out, right? And then what you see the next will be at t equal to 2. Siapa yang bercakap? You bercakap discussion ke macam mana? Discussion. Kuat sangat discussion ni. Boleh slow down sikit. Discussion ni sampai ke depan dengar. Oh, sebelah you lagi lah. Tak boleh nak dengar. Nak cakap, dengar Dr. Marian cakap. Tapi sebelah ni cakap kuat sangat pula kan. Cuba bisik-bisik sikit. Macam. Okay. Bisik-bisik sikit lah. Okay. Gangguan. Ada noise Okay. So, and you see that another signal is that it goes from 1 to 0, right? So meaning that you need to have another signal. So to actually shift it at 2. Okay, so you have another signal, shift it at 2. So this signal is U T what? Minus 2 lah kan? Dah belajar kan? Time shifting lupa pula dah. Dah lupa everything what happened. Okay, so U is just a signal in unit step, but whatever you learn about shifting, advance, delay is the same concept that you learned before in week 2. Okay, so when you have these two signals, let's say that I'm going to number this signal 1, signal 2. Okay, xt is x1t minus x2t. Okay. Sekejap. Salah. Sebab I nak lukis kat bawah tu lagi. Okay. So, another signal over here. So, this is t, t, t. So, you have write out 0, 0, 0. Oh, that's not 0. This is 1. 1, 1 2, 3, 3. Okay. So, let's look at this. What happens if we have signal x 1 minus 2? For this sake, I'm going to write into a table. Okay, table. Okay. Of course, you can do directly if you want. But sometimes students bila do directly guna graphical method on the left side, they confuse what happened there. So, let's say that I'm going to draw out first. Okay. Okay, with 0 minus 0. We are going to minus signal 1 minus 0, signal 2 0 minus 0 is 0. 1 minus 0. Minus 1. 1 minus 0. 1. What? And then because you have two signal over here again, 1 and 0, right? So 0 minus 0 is 0. 2 minus 1. 1 minus 1. 0. 1 minus 0. 1 minus 0. 1 minus 0 pula dah. 1 minus 1. 1 minus 1, 0. And then the rest lah. For any point until infinity will be 0. So, based on that, look at the question. Okay, find the transfer function, right? So, do you get the same as the question just now? You get the same. So, you can write the equation as xt equal to x1t minus x2t, whereby x1 is u t minus 1 minus u t minus 2. Okay, so this is the transfer function. Okay. Some lecturer, they don't, normally before this I was teaching like this without doing table. Lepas tu kan, bila midterm exam, tiba-tiba ada student naik buat table. Okay, lepas tu buat table salah pula tu jawab dia. Okay, because table is something that you need to pick out the point one by one. If you mistakenly take out the point value, then directly salah lah the whole thing. Okay, but if you want to do table, boleh juga. So how you do that is, you need to have the signal. Okay, so signal, for example, x signal. Signal 1, the equation 1. Signal 2, and then you have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. For example, we have this t value kan. Okay, and then normally you will have another column in front which is the sign value. Sign value ni menentukan sama ada you nak tambah atau tolak signal tersebut. So let's say that we already define that sign value for the first one will be positive lah, sebab bukan negatif kan. Positive minus 2. Minus. Okay. Now what you need to do is that based on signal number 1, draw out all take out the value lah. So for signal number 1 is that for 0 is 0, 1 is 0 and 1, 1, 1, 1. Okay. The second signal you have 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1. Okay. Now you get the value xt lah. Xt signal kan. So which is this signal minus this one. So 0 minus 0, 0. 0 minus 0, 0. 1 minus 0, 1. 1 minus 0, 1. 1 minus 0, 0. 1 minus 0, 0, 0. Then plot lah. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. 0, 0, 1. 1, 0 ada 2 kan ni. 0, 0, 0. xt. Okay. So don't forget, when you have two value like this, make sure lah plot dua-dua. Kalau you plot satu saja salah jawapannya nanti. Alright. Then you still get the answer. So which one is easier you think? The left side or the right side? Both easy lah. Both dia ada pro and cons. Kalau nak make sure jawapan betul, buatlah dua-dua. If you have time lah. Okay, if you have time. Okay, so that would be example. Easy example lah. Let's look at this exercise. Okay. Alright, so the first one. Okay, the first question, if xt equal to 1 minus t. Okay. So what type of signal do you have? What type of signal? We are still in unit step RAM lagi tau. Okay, what type of signal we have here? RAM, why? Because you have T value only kan. You tak ada U pun kan. So, okay, if you get confused, then as always, what you have learned in before this kan, what do? You move T to the front, right? So you can rewrite this as minus T plus 1. Okay, so now it's much more clear lah what you have there, right? So you have M equal to minus 1, C equal to 1. Okay, plot sekarang. Ini kacang je, tak payah buat if, nah, tak payah. Kacang je. M equal to 1, C equal to 1. How you can apply what we learned before this class? Okay, identity. For example, if you're learning the time shifting, what to do? You do? Very apa? You ada what type of specification over there? Kalau identity, T saja, ada kemudian shifting plus reversal, right? So what you do first? So method number 1. So T tu shift lah. Right? That's fine. Then reverse. Boleh. If you don't want to use y, you go MS. Pasti dah. Nothing to do with it again. But you know already T is like Kalau you tak nak guna y equal to mx plus c, you boleh guna the method of time transformation. Okay, done? Let's look at your answer. Okay, let's look using the method that the one that I teach. So you use y equal to mx plus c, right? Okay, let's say you want to plot let's say y equal to 0. Okay, so you have 0, m is minus 1, x plus 1. So x equal to 1. Okay, so you have y equal to 0, x equal to 1. 1 point. Let's try another value. Y equal to 1. Okay, so you have 1 equal to minus x plus 1. So you get x equal to 0. 1 y equal to 1. I salah. Plus 1 minus 2. So y equal to 1 is here, right? So x equal to 0. Okay, so meaning that your signal is okay. So this one is minus minus t plus 1. Right? So it's going to minus infinity and this is into infinity. You can test out another signal point if you want. Y equal to, for example, y equal to minus 1. Okay. So you have minus 1 minus x plus 1. So x equal to 2. So you get 2 lah, minus 1 here. So you have to get this one at 2. Alright. So this one is by the easy way, how to get the signal. But like I said, you can use the shifting that you have learned before. So you have minus t plus 1. Okay. Normally when you do time shifting, what do you look at? You look at the t value, the RAM. Then knowing that you know that you have a RAM this point, right? T kan? RAM dia. Okay, tak ada arrow lah, sorry. Okay, dia go to infinity. Okay, so when you do this, the method that you learn is that you can do method number 1, right? Method 1, whereby you do a shifting first. You shift it. So shift is advanced, right? Shift it to the left, and then you do a reversal. So basically what you get is zero, shift it by 1. So you get this one is 1, Okay, so this is t plus 1. Then, so this one is shifting, Then you do a reversal. You do a reversal. Lepas dah buat ni, bolehlah just potong yang ni, Okay, so that it's separate out. When you do reversal, then reverse it lah. Flip kan? Flip saja. So you get a value at 1 and 1 lah here. So you get the same answer. Okay, the same one. Same answer. That will be another way. But if you nak confirm, just using y equal to mx plus c lah. Alright, very much more easier. Okay, because this one can be used if you only have t je. You ada t stroke 1. Boleh lah, senang kan. You tahu original signal dia. Tapi kalau ada 3t nanti you kena juga kira m equal to blah blah so on. Okay, that will be first question. Okay, second question. Nak rehat ke? Okay, 10 minutes break 10 minutes break. Alright. Yang lain mana? Okay. Let's look at B. Okay. So you have xt equivalent to 0.5. Okay. Okay. In square bracket, okay, ut minus 1. Okay. So the way to solve this question is that, okay, first to actually look at what type of signal you have inside lah. Okay, so first of all is that you see that, oh, there's 0.5 which is amplitude, but this whole amplitude is being multiplied by a square bracket. Okay, means that you need to settle first the equation inside that square bracket. So inside the square bracket, you have ut minus ut minus 2. So this one will be the first step lah. Settle first one, and then only do the second point, which is multiply by any amplitude, the amplitude. Okay, so I'm going to take out only ut minus 1. Okay, for this case, ut minus 1. Dah boleh congak tak? Dapat signal apa? Boleh congak? Sepatutnya dah boleh congak tak perlu dah lukis. Tapi for the sake of example, saya lukis. Tapi sepatutnya bila you tengok soalan ni, you dah tahu, oh okay, 0, 1. Macam tu rupa dia. Okay? Terus tahu. So, if example, if it's t minus 2, then this one jadi 2 lah. Okay? So, boleh congak dah sepatutnya. Okay, but let's say I'm going to draw it first. Okay? T minus 1. So, ut. First is to draw out this first one kan? Ut. So, ut is zero. Kenapa saya lukis macam ni Sebab kalau tak lukis tab ni ada yang tak ada jawab. Masih lagi dia confused macam mana nak dapat block tu So based on pengalaman saya lah. So saya layankan juga ni. Okay. Walaupun macam sedikit bosan, siapa yang laju dia akan rasa bosannya kan. Tapi okay. For this case kita draw dulu. So ut is a step input at t equal to 0 is going to step up. And you look at the amplitude is only 1 lah. Tak ada value kan. So amplitude is 1. Then this one will go to infinity. First signal. Number 1. Second signal is this one. We ignore first the symbol plus minus. Okay. Plus minus tu ignore. Sebab apa? Nanti kita nak tolak aje kan. Amplitude tu lagi senang. Boleh kalau you nak masukkan dia minus t minus 1. Minus t tu. Tapi sama jugalah, serabut sikit lah kan. Dia macam akan fikir reverse of that kan. So, t minus 1 is the shifting of the same signal by 1. So, nombor 2 adalah t minus 1. Okay, up until infinity. Amplitude 1. So, this signal, let's say I'm denote this signal by x1t. Okay, so x1t adalah signal 1 minus signal 2. So amplitude dia tolak sajalah. 1 minus 0 is 1. 0 minus 0, 0. 1 minus 1, 0. 1 minus 0, 1. Dapatlah the signal. Okay. x1t. Okay. Don't forget to label also the value. Yeah. Okay. This one. Of course, some student may get confused. Oh, Pak Doktor, there's a signal there, minus. Okay. Sebab apa tadi kita dapat ni? Sebab kita buat 1 minus 2. Betul? Let's say, ada student dia nak juga ada symbol minus tadi. So, let's do two option lah. Kita bagi student dua-dua. Pilihlah mana satu yang paling senang untuk you. Yang you rasa senang Okay, so, the first signal is ut. Ut amplitude 1. So this is signal number 1. Let's say the second signal you want to also take the minus value. So minus value is 1. So balik macam ni lah. Minus 1. Tapi jawapan ni akan jadi apa? 1 plus 2. Okay. 1 plus 1 plus 0, 1. 0 plus 0, 0. 1 plus 0, 1. 1 plus minus 1, 0. And the rest will be 0. Okay. Both same answer. But the way, tak tahulah. Mana satu lagi senang? Yang kiri lagi senang kot. Just take out this symbol, then later just denote this one signal minus one signal. If not, for this case is that you need to draw out the minus part tu. Nanti jadi confused. Okay, a bit confused later on. Alright. So this one will be not finished yet. Kita tak habis lagi. Why? Because we have the amplitude. Okay, so basically darab je lah kan. Because it's amplitude transformation kan. So dia akan jadi 0.5 lah. Okay, 0 and 1. So this one will be the final answer, xt. Ini tadi x1t x1t Okay, so this is the final answer. Okay, next. C xt equal to 2 delta t minus 3 over 2. Okay, so delta, so you see delta is what? Impulse So impulse signal dia macam mana? Satu tek macam tu je kan? So impulse signal is always at this point, delta t at 0 kan, delta t. Right now you see that you have 2 delta t minus 3 over 2. So what type of transformation you have inside? Time? Ramp? Bukan RAM Siapa jawab RAM tadi? RAM kalau ada T saja. Okay? Kalau dia ada delta depan dia, dia macam ni lah kan. UT. Ini pun ada T juga. Takkan itu RAM, kan? Kan? Tadi saya dah explain kan. UT adalah RAM. Delta T. Salah. Sorry. Saja je. UT adalah step. Delta T adalah impulse. Kalau T saja adalah RAM. So tengoklah dulu, check dulu, scan dulu. Soalan tu ada tak delta ataupun ada tak U. Kalau tak ada baru dia jadi RAM. Okay. So sebab dia delta, so dia adalah impulse. Okay. So mana? Oh, okay. So yang ini dia ada what type of transformation for this impulse? You ada time shifting. Lagi? Time shifting is this one kan? Time shifting is this one. Right? Ada lagi tak? Dua ni. Ni apa? This one kan? What is it? Amplitude, right? Amplitude scaling. Betul? Betul lah sebab dia kat luar tu kan. Okay, so dah boleh jawab dah. Buat dulu time shifting. Time shifting. T minus 3 over 2. So 3 over 2 sini shifted delta T 1 lah. Okay. Then you ada nak amplitude multiply by 2. So dia jadi 2. Dah settle. Macam tu je. Okay. Macam tu je. Faham konsep? Macam tu je lah jawapan dia. Kalau tak faham konsep, dia ingat kena jawab berjela-jela. Tak. Okay, now we go to the last example, which is looks complicated but it's not that complicated. Okay. Okay, the third one. Sorry, D. So how many equation do you find here? Ada berapa equation? Cuba kira. Berapa equation? So let's look at how many. Okay, so we have the first one 3 UT. So first, why you say that you have 4? Bulatkanlah dia punya simbol sini. Oh, plus. Oh, plus. Apa lagi? Okay, so based on that, you know that you have first signal, second signal, third signal, fourth signal. Okay, so you dah boleh imagine, oh okay, nak kena draw maybe 4 signal atau lebih. Atau lebih sebab apa? Because one of the signal there is a ramp plus impulse, plus unit step, okay. So let's draw first the first signal. So let's say I'm going to write this, label it, okay. Signal 1, signal 2, signal 3, signal 4. Okay. Right, let's draw the first one. 3 UT. Adalah step input, right? UT dengan amplitude 3. Okay, so ini kita direct lah, tak payahlah buat UT 20 darab 3, tak payah. Terus saja lukis. Okay. So you have the first signal, I letak sini je. The first signal. So at 0, 1, 2, 3. This is T. Okay, this is 3 UT. Okay, so 3 UT adalah step input until infinity, but because you have 3 over here kan, so dia ada amplitude 3. Okay, so that will be the first signal that you plot. We are going as what I did in the previous example here. Okay, the previous example, this example number 2, I'm going to use the method whereby we ignore the sign. Okay, we plot first the symbol, the equation without by ignoring the symbol plus minus. Okay, the second signal, okay, TUT. Okay, right here 3 UT. Second signal is that TUT. Okay, TUT tu macam mana pula gayanya? Okay. Okay. TUT maksudnya ada berapa ada? Berapa jenis signal? 2 You have UT, which is the this one is unit step. This one is ramp. Okay, let's say that I'm going to draw it separately dulu, separately. So unit step is 0 and then with a ramp. Okay, 1, right? Okay, so let's say it's like this. This is UT. And then you are going to plot T value down there. Okay, so T is what? A linear lah, ramp 1 saja. So it's going to be 1, 2 macam ni. Okay, so it's going to be from infinity until beyond lah, kan? 1, 2. Okay, for this case is that because it's TUT, T multiplied by UT kan, maksudnya darab lah kan. Okay, so these two signal need to be multiplied the amplitude. So 1 times 0, 0 lah. Antipan darab bukannya tambah. 1 times 1. 1. 1 times 2. 1 times 3 lah sebab dia sampai infinity kan. So you dapat 3 RAM. Okay, so apa beza dia sebenarnya? Beza antara only T with T UT is T will have starting point from minus infinity tau. Dia start dengan minus infinity until infinity. Okay, but because you want the signal to start from 0. Okay, 0. So that's why you multiply T dot UT so that your signal before T equal to 0 will have a 0 value. Then at T equal to 0 baru dia start to ramp. Ramp until infinity lah basically. Okay. Okay, itu beza dia lah sebenarnya kalau get confused. Tapi apa beza dia? Sama je RAM dia kan. RAM dia memang sama. Beza dia adalah starting point dia. Okay, before that you have a value. Okay, let me just label that so that you don't get confused. I labelkan dengan color lain This one is UT. This is T So now this is TUT. Right. Second signal done. Third signal. Third signal apa T minus 1. T minus 1. UT minus 1. Okay. So this signal, what type of signal do you have? Signal apa ada? Ada unit step. Betul. Unit step because you ada U kan? U tapi dia ada unit step with a shifting lah. Okay, senang je, kacang je, dah tahu dalam kepala dia ada shifting by 1. Okay. And then T minus 1 is? RAM. Sebab apa dia RAM? Sebab dia T saja, dia tak ada delta depan dia, tak ada U kat depan dia. So it's going to be a RAM. So this one is step. This one will be RAM. Okay. So I'm going to draw one by one. Unit step. T minus 1 is shifted by 1. Saya terus lukis je. T minus 1. Right, amplitude 1. So this one is U T minus 1. Until infinity lah. Right. Now, T minus 1 RAM. Okay. So T minus 1, what is the value? So how do we do this? Yang macam saya ajar tadi lah. What is M? What is C? M is 1, C is minus 1. So macam mana graf dia? C minus 1 kat sini kan? M 1. So? Salah lah. Salah. C minus 1 is over here. Minus 1. Okay. M is 1 is. Okay. So maksudnya kalau you ada satu sini, dia ramp up lah. Macam ni kan? Until infinity. Okay. So this is T minus T minus 1. Okay, ada yang tak faham ke? Boleh tak? Boleh follow tak? So, now you have this two signal. Apa? Orang katalah multiply the amplitude je kan? So, multiply the amplitude. Draw out another graph over here. T. Okay, you have 0, 1, 2. So kalau nak buat sebab di linear kita ambil lah berapa nombor 2 sini sorry, bukan 2, 1 because this is linear. So this is 0, amplitude 1 and so on lah. 3 is 2 Okay, so 0 times minus 1. 0. 0, kita nak check before that what happened. 0 times minus 2, 0 juga. So 0 1 times 0. 0. 1 times 1. 1 times 2. 1 times 3. 3. Okay, tak sama. Dia shifted by 1 Okay. Dia sama yang inilah, bahagian yang ini Okay. So then, so what's the difference between signal 2 and 3? Signal 2 is you have a ramp but it start at 0. Signal 3 is you have a ramp also but it start at 1. It shifted kan? So that's how you get the signal lah. Okay, graph. Okay, next, last. Ini senang. Minus 5u t minus 2. Okay. So number 4 signal is 5u t minus 2. So ni senang. ut minus 2 is a step input which has a delay, right? Time shifting to the right side. So you have 0, 1, 2 shifted. Do you have any amplitude there? Yes, you have amplitude 5. Okay, into infinity. Alright. So what we are doing is only makin besar graf dia. What we are doing is to actually draw out the graph dulu. Kita belum lagi jawab soalan belum lagi. Okay, soalan dia find xt equivalent to 3t ut plus blah blah blah. So basically the question is that if I make it smaller, can you see it? At the back there? Can you see it? Okay. So I'm going to use for this case is that if you want to add based on the graph tu boleh juga, tapi takut nanti salah tambah tolak. So we are going to use a table instead. Okay, so that you won't mistake lah. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. You have the signal here. You have the sign here. Okay, so you have 4 signal. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so the sign will be based on the original signal tadi lah. Okay, the original signal. So the original signal is, okay, you have plus, minus, minus, signal 1, 2, 3, 4. Then this is the signal. Okay, so 1 is plus lah in front. So signal plus, plus, the next, minus, minus. Okay. To fill in this table is that you need to refer to the graph that you plot. Okay. Based on each signal tadi. Okay. So for the first signal is this one So 3ut, right? So you had at 0 you have 0 and 3, right? 0 and 3. At 1 is bukan 1, 3 3, 3, 3, 3 until infinity lah. Okay. Signal number 2 is, which is the last answer? This one This one So kena refer kepada yang graf ni. Okay, yang ni refer to graf atas ni. Okay, so signal yang ni TUT is at 0 is 0, 1 is 1, 2 is 2, 3, 4 until infinity lah. Okay, number 3 referring to this graph. Okay, so you have at 0 is 0, at 1 is 0 ni 0, ni 0. Oh, salah label 1, 2. Okay, so 0, 1, silap. Ni namanya kan, lecturer pun boleh silap kan. Sebab tu kena lukis, lepas tu transfer tu. Okay, make sure betul-betul baca lah. Okay, 0, 1, 2, 3 until infinity. Alright. Okay, last question. 5 UT, so we ada 0, 1, 0, 0. 2 you have 5 and 0 kan. 0 and 5, 5, 5 until infinity. Dah settle, baru boleh tambah everything. So get the question xt. Okay. Okay. So 0 plus 0 minus 0 minus 0 dapat apa? 0. 3 plus 0 minus bla 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 dapat 3. So 0 and 3 kan. Okay. 3 plus 1 4. 4 minus 0 0. 4 minus 0 4. Tekan calculator lagi senang 4. Okay, so dapat 4. Betul. 3 plus 2 5. 5 minus 1 4. 4 minus 0 4. 3 plus 2 5. 5 minus 1 4. 4 minus 5 minus 1. 3 plus 3 6. 6 minus 2 4. 4 minus what? 5 3 plus 4 7 minus 3 4. 4 minus 5. You will get minus 1 until infinity tak percaya cubalah buat kan, kalau nak buat lah kan. Tapi saya percaya jawapan tu betul. So after doing that, now don't forget to plot lah. Okay, buat graph. You can do the graph directly under the table So you start tadi 0 at this point. So you have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 5. Okay, so at 0 you have 0 and 3 So you have 0, 1, 2, 3 So 0 and 3 is that the graph will start to look like this. At 1 you have 4. At 2 you have 4 and minus 1. At 3 you have minus 1. At 5 you have minus 1 until infinity. So this is the answer, okay, for the question xt. Okay. Ambil gambar juga Nanti buat kat rumah juga Okay. Jangan ambil gambar aje, lepas tu simpan dalam handphone, lepas tu nanti bila full di delete. Okay. Alright. So that will be exercise. Okay. What I want to do for individual exercise, do we have time? Okay, proof. Boleh lah, ni senang je. Okay, proof. Prove that the signal shown is described as this equation. So how you are going to prove this? Okay, means that by using the equation, try to get this graph. Okay, so first of all, Okay, first of all, as usual, identify first. Ada berapa equation? Ada berapa? Ada berapa, guys? Satu, dua, tiga. Tiga equation. So, ini ada dia punya symbol plus. Di depan ni plus lah. Okay. So, what you need to do is that same way lah. Okay. Draw the signal. Signal 1. Signal 2. Signal 3. After you draw out everything, then put it into a table, the amplitude, and then tambah tolakkan dia. And then get the graph. Kalau graph tu sama macam soalan ni, dan betul lah tu. Soalan ni pun suruh proof, right? Okay. So you can do that at home. This question nanti we continue on Thursday. Okay, because this one is looks a bit tricky. Because why? It's not that tricky. One is, you know, we have what signal? Of course, you will have a ramp signal going out, ramp. Lepas tu dia ada ramp pula pergi bawah. Okay, and then they stop. Stop tu maksudnya the original signal will start from 0, right? Okay, so at this point dia ramp up 2, and then it go down at 3, then you continue 0 balik. So means that normally if ramp, it will continue until infinity, right? So how are you going to stop it and become 0? So that you can have the reverse slope lah. Okay, so this way we will continue on Thursday. Okay, so I think that's all. The exercise ni, I think it's in Padlet. Is it in Padlet? Anyway, recap for students. Okay, later we will have a quiz for chapter 1. For chapter 1. And then we will have week 5. There will be no class. Even hybrid tak ada kelas lah. Sebab raya hari Rabu kan. Siapa nak buat kelas hari Selasa kan. Okay, so tak ada. Minggu ke-5 langsung tak ada kelas. Kita akan continue minggu ke-6. Hari Khamis ni ada kelas. Okay, and then midterm, just a recap for those who didn't come or whatever. This is the option, not the option. The tentative date that we suggest faculty, but it will depend on faculty later on if they will assign to this slot. But for now, they will be at week 10 for midterm. Midterm will cover chapter 1 and chapter 2. Okay, that's all. Nanti later do the feedback form. Okay, that's all. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.